Water filters are so inefficient. I know that's a bold statement to make, but before I cast trays left and right, let me explain what I mean. I have three filters here. Well, three main water filters that are commercially available. I have the poly PP blown PP filters they call it, and then I have the pleated filter, and then I have a string one filter. So these are the main sediment filters commercially available, at least that I know of. And when I say that water filters are inefficient, I'm specifically talking about this pleated water filter because it's touted as being the most efficient at filtering things. Why that is true? There are some caveats. There are some things that I feel that makes it inefficient. And I'm specifically talking about this top right here, the top on the bottom. These plastic top that he has here, I feel makes it inefficient. Now, when we look at say a blown PP filter, polypropylene, I believe that's the name. They all have holes on top, which are water filters, like the 10 inch and the 20-inch filters. They do have a hole in the in the bottom and the top where it slides into, kind of guides it in there, and then there's another circle, a bigger circle around the filter. Let me see if I grab a water filter, show what I mean. Okay, I had to go get a filter housing to explain what I mean. When you look down in there, you see that let me see. I don't know how well I can show this, but if you're familiar with let me see. Okay, good. If you look down in there, there's the taller circle, and then there's a shorter, wider circle. The taller circle is what slides in here, and then the smaller circle, I believe, is supposed to form a seal around the base of the filter cartridge itself. Now, when we look at this one, it's softer, it's blown, right? It's it you know I don't know how to explain it, but it's the material. It's capable of forming a seal by that by the wider circle, around the taller circle, right? So when the bigger circle slides in here, the shortest, wider circle is supposed to seal around this, which on this type of filter is good. I can see that being possible because the water exits from the water outlets comes from here. So like, picture this being the bottom and this being the top. So it comes in from around, and then supposed to the water is supposed to be absorbed through the material and then exit out of here. So now when this sits in here, right, the bigger circle can form a better seal on this type of material, right? And I can see doing the same, even though not as good on this on the blown on the string wound filter. But when we talk about, when we look at this one, this is hard plastic, right? This is hard plastic, and this being a hard plastic means this being a hard plastic, there's no possible way that it can form a seal, a tight seal, because remember, water, just like air, when it's trying to escape, it's going to take the path of least resistance. So as water rushes in, it's going to find the easiest path, right, to escape. So picture when the water is going in and you have this plastic, and of course I know it's not perfect. No surface is perfect, right? So although the top of the filter housing adds some kind of compression, right, to seal the filter in, but it still doesn't do a perfect job. It won't do a perfect job of sealing. Now on this type of materials, it can form a better seal on these and that, but this one I don't see how the plastic, the housing and the top can form a seal on this hard plastic, because the materials don't, it's not a sealing material. And not only that, when you put when you put it in here, when you put this filter in here, there's still a play, right? It's not like when you slide it in it stays put. So when you put it in, there's still there's a degree of play in there, which means only one thing, that circle that slides in here is not tight either, right? It just slides in there, but it's not tight. So there's still a play between this hole and that taller circle, which is still a path for water to get around and get in the middle. That's supposed to be the filtered one, because remember, the water is going in, it's supposed to go in from the body of the filter. But if there's any space that's not sealed and isolated from the water, it's still gonna go, it's gonna slip through there and get unfiltered. So this is what I mean. Now I have another example here. I have a carbon filter here. Now let's look at this one. This is a carbon filter, right? It's a carbon filter, and I believe that's why they're a little bit expensive. It has the same kind of hard plastic housing that I guess the body of the filter is thermally bonded to, or however it's made. But what I want to point out is it has a silicone ring here, right? There's this silicone ring here. It has it on the top and the bottom. Now this is perfect. When you slide this in the housing, this makes a perfect seal, right? The taller circle goes in, and then this silicone sits on top of the shorter, wider ring and makes a perfect seal. So this right here is perfect. I can see this forming a great seal. There's no way for water to escape anywhere else but go through the filter material. So, but these ones does not have it. You know what I mean? It's just a hard plastic, and on the top and the bottom, right? And it just leaves the circle to sit on top of it, which definitely does not form it. So this is what I mean by the water filter is good job, and as it says. Now, like I said again, if the water that's going through the filter material, yes, we'll be getting filtered. But however, because there's no good seal between the filter and the outlet water, these cannot be doing that much of a good job. So unless it's designed differently, I still stand that this is very inefficient. If you think otherwise, get in a comment. Let me know what you think, or if I'm wrong, or if there's any other explanation behind it. I would love to hear it. But I'm signing out. Thank you.